This is me, about to play rugby on the pitch where rugby was invented.
This is the exact spot rugby was invented, and I'm about to go play some rugby on it. Let's go.
Welcome to Rugby School in England, the place where rugby, one of the world's most thrilling sports, was born. I travelled across the globe to explore its origins, to walk the grounds where it all began, and even play rugby on the very pitch where history was made. But how did a simple schoolyard game turn into a global phenomenon? Welcome to Rugby, a small town in Warwickshire, England, home to one of the most iconic schools in the world.
So this is called the Old Quad. It's baths and English classrooms around here. And then this is the Birching Tower. You can imagine what happens up there, can't you? Well, it doesn't now, obviously. But yes, so I'm afraid if you weren't very good, you had to go all the way to the top and you got thoroughly whacked.
You have your assemblies and things
Yes, like that. Yes. So the children have to go to chapel. They have to go to chapel Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays mornings. That's a
In 1823, a young student named William Webb Ellis famously picked up the ball during a game of football and ran with it. That moment, whether fact or legend, sparked the creation of rugby as we know it today. Rugby School is not just the birthplace of the sport, but also a symbol of innovation and tradition. In this video, I'll take you through the fascinating journey of rugby's invention and evolution, exploring its rich history and cultural impact. The story begins in 1823, during a game of football at Rugby School. William Webb Ellis, a student known for his creativity, supposedly picked up the ball and ran with it, defying the established rules of the game. While historians debate the accuracy of this story, it's widely accepted as the origin of rugby. This act of daring and innovation laid the foundation for a sport that values courage and teamwork. Rugby School embraced this legacy, and over time, the game evolved into a structured sport with its own unique rules. By the mid-19th century, rugby had spread beyond the school's walls, igniting a passion that would soon reach global proportions. There are many incredible people that bring this school to life, but one person stood out. His name is Michael. He has worked at Rugby School for 17 years and might be the most passionate rugby supporter I've ever met.
My name's Michael O'Hare. I'm one of the porters at Rugby School. I've been working here for 17 years. So where the 15-a-side was invented here, obviously up in the borders in Melrose, this is where the 7-a-side was invented.
Oh, wow.
So I would just like to show, so there's the running order of the day. And as you can see, Stellenbosch University got through to the semis. They got beat by Cambridge. So this kicks off. You can see what time it kicks off, and the final was at, I think, 6 o'clock. So it just goes through all day.
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back. I mean, it's just an absolutely fantastic, atmosphere there.
Yeah. So this is what we call Old Big School. So this is the original classroom. So the best way of seeing what it looked like is the whole school when it started would have been in here.
Rugby School is more than just a historic institution. It's a living museum of the sport's origins. Walking through its halls, you can almost hear the echoes of past students playing on these grounds. The school's archives hold some of the earliest written rules of rugby, dating back to 1845. These rules laid the groundwork for the modern game, establishing principles like tackling, passing, and scoring. The school chapel, with its beautiful stained glass windows, commemorates the legacy of William Webb Ellis and the generations of students who followed in his footsteps. It's a place where history feels alive and the spirit of rugby is tangible. To understand how rugby has evolved, I spoke with staff members and Dylan Hartley, a former England captain who led his team through some of the sport's most competitive years. Dylan shared his insights on how rugby has grown from its amateur roots into a professional sport embraced by millions. He talked about the physical and mental demands of the game, the importance of leadership on and off the field, and the values that rugby instills in its players.
You've traded in your white jersey for another white jersey here at Rugby School. How's that journey treating you after Been England captain?
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Less volatile, slightly easier, more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I don't actually wear the white jersey, I just shout at the boys. But yeah, really a nice environment to coach in. It's about developing the guys. We coach everything from 13, 14 up to 17, 18 with the ones. So you can't expect the guys to be the finished article, even at 18, but at 13, 14 it's compulsory to play rugby.
Are you going to shout at me later when I hit the pitch with the boys?
Shout, probably not. Feedback, I'll give you some feedback, certainly. Genuinely, I reckon some of the best coaching or coaches I've had, constantly feedback. Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, more, do this, do that. So yeah, I'll be feeding back to you today.
A couple of the tricks you learned from Eddie Jones?
Yeah, I learned plenty of good things.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I probably look at every coach I work with from, like people that have an impact on your career. I think my first coach was a guy called Jerry Cowley when I was 10 years old. He made us sign contracts. This is back in New Zealand. And he just said, if I'm going to turn up and coach you guys, you've got to sign a contract to the team to say that you're going to turn up and do the work. So if I'm giving my time, you're giving your time, we need a commitment from everyone. So we all signed this contract. So that was really impactful.
His journey reflects the global reach and transformative power of the sport. Transformation is something that Rugby School prides themselves on. So much so that Brett, one of the coaches, is heading up their girls' rugby program.
Yeah, so it started as a sort of extracurricular club. 3 girls decided to try and launch it as just a bit of fun. And then sort of progressed in the last 3 years. This year we've got a full block of fixtures, taking the 18s, under 16s and 14s to Roslyn Park. So it's grown a lot. Because of the core sports, it's a bit more difficult to manage, but as it's sort of grown, attraction towards it for girls has significantly grown, and we are looking at, as I say, taking the 14s as well this year to Roslyn Park, which is really exciting.
Stepping onto this pitch felt like stepping back in time. This is the ground where it all began, where the first game of rugby was played nearly 200 years ago. Playing here is more than just an experience. It's a connection to history. It's a reminder of how far the sport has come and the values it continues to uphold: teamwork, respect, and determination.
Having a mic on dangerous. I can't be outrageous. I was literally just thinking. We've got video and microphone and two-stage VAR. Let's say something terrible.
In the town of Rugby is also the Gilbert Museum, which offers a unique glimpse into the craftsmanship behind rugby's most iconic equipment. Since the early 19th century, Gilbert has been synonymous with rugby balls, starting with hand-stitched leather designs. Over the years, their innovation have shaped the way the game is played. The museum showcases everything from the original balls used at Rugby School to the high-tech designs used in World Cups.
This big?
Yeah, so earlier balls. I mean, there's one in the cabinet over there, which is much, they start off smaller and they develop according to Gilbert, because the students were asking them to develop a ball that would go over the bar.
It's a testament to how the sport has embraced progress while staying true to its roots. Rugby has come a long way from its humble beginnings in a small English town. Today, it's a global phenomenon, played in over 120 countries. The Rugby World Cup, first held in 1987, has become one of the biggest sporting events in the world, uniting nations and showcasing the very best of the game. Rugby's values of respect, integrity, and camaraderie resonate with players and fans alike, making it more than just a sport. It's a way of life. From local clubs to international arenas, rugby continues to inspire and connect people across the globe. My visit to rugby has been an unforgettable journey through history. From exploring the school where it all began to playing on the pitch and visiting the Gilbert Museum, I've gained a deeper appreciation for the sport and its incredible legacy. Rugby is more than just a game. It's a tradition, a culture, and a global community. And it all started here at Rugby School. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and share it with fellow rugby fans. Let's keep the spirit of rugby alive.